Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. To begin with, the Australian dollar succumbed to further pressure overnight to the downside, which was triggered on the back of Janet Yellen's comments. The Aussie plummeted to the key level of 78.60, recording a 58 low before staging a mild recovery in New York, and closes at 84, so we're still around that region. It is viewed that the market will still remain under pressure from a technical point, and also for the fact that 78.60 is playing a key part to the downside. If breached, I do expect to see CTAs to come into the market. Now, CTAs are commodity trading advisors or hedge funds, and if you have a look over the past, is the fact that this level of on the moving average of 60 days does play a significant role when breached. So the level comes in at 60, and if so, we could be looking at towards 76.50 to 77.20 as a new objective, with resistance seen at 79.20.25 on the day. Well, as you can see, the broad trend has been taken out at 118.20. And now questions whether 116.85 is the next target. Euro come underneath fresh pressure overnight when Janet Yellen commented that the prospects of a December rate hike is now higher. In a speech titled Inflation, Uncertainty and Monetary Policy at the National Association for Business Economics annual meeting on Tuesday, Fed Chairwoman Janet Yellen reaffirmed the central bank's view that rising rates gradually was the most appropriate policy amid uncertainty over inflation. So from that, the US dollar index has rallied, printing a fresh high from previously at 92.50 to 93.09 overnight, and now taking out the resistance of 92.60.65, looks towards 93.30.35. A break above there would give further scope to the upside and bring in a target of 96. So therefore, this should easily see the challenge of 116.85. So let's see where the market plays in the next 24 hours, because the recent rallies we've seen on the back of Janet Yellen have never or hardly sustained. So I like to see how this plays out in the next 12 to 24 hours. Dollar yen, not surprisingly, to the fact that the dollar index strengthening has also promoted a rally in dollar yen, and now clearing the 112 resistance and looking up towards the 112.70 level. I would like to make a comment, though, that the fact that in the newswires, according to the Pennsylvania State University Professor Joseph de Thomas, he runs a website by the US Korean Institute at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, and warned that both sides have maneuvered themselves psychologically into the belief that a war is inevitable. Now, do note, we did get earlier this week, Foreign Minister Ri Hong Ho told reporters in New York that the whole world should remember it was the US who first declared war on the country, and that they will have every right to take counterable measures in shooting down US state strategic bombers, even if they're not inside the airspace of their border. So from that, and any kind of geopolitical uncertainty, the yen may re-strengthen, so just be a little bit cautious, because it did reject there from before at 112.70 and may do so again. Now, the support is seen at 111.45, purely for the fact is that we did get a low of 48 overnight. The British pound has broken down and taken out the support of 134.30 to give an exposure to 132.60 as the next objective. A little bit of caution, though, the fact that tomorrow the Bank of England Governor Mark Carney is to speak, and he could come out with further hawkish comments which could take the pound higher. But overall, if he remains slightly silent to that case, then we could see a further decline. But I do expect to see bulls to return from 132.60, with the day's resistance seen at 135.20.25. No surprise really with the fact that Janet Yellen's comments did turn the gold around, and now it raises all the gains for this week as it plummeted $21 from 1,313 to 1,298 low, or 90 now, the low this morning. It is viewed the market towards 87 or towards 80, 82 is a base for gold, and I do expect to see a recovery and especially with the uncertainty with America and North Korea, gold is a safe haven currency, and demand should return back to this pair. And to wrap up with oil, is the fact that since reaching the target of $52.30, the market is questioning whether we've seen a top or not. Now tonight we do have the weekly inventory data that could actually trigger some momentum to the upside. I feel the market may actually get a squeeze up towards $53.60 a barrel and reassess from there. Any turnaround should find support now at 51.5. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day that's ahead of you.